Hi, my name is Caitlin Roberts, and I am a senior here at Florida State University. I'm majoring in Information Communication and Technology, and I will be discussing the roles and responsibilities of an information professional in the global information society today. What I would like to talk about is a career in technical consulting. Consulting has always been something that has interested me, and when I joined this major, I was leaning towards more of like a web design aspect of IT, but then I learned about consulting and I thought that it was great that there was a career for people who like to solve problems. And since I love technology so much and I like using critical thinking and problem solving skills, I thought, well, this is a great opportunity for me. And I think that the reason that I'm making this video is because I want to help inform other students like me who have interests in those fields, figuring out like what consulting is and how it is, like the roles and responsibilities of a technical consultant in a global information society, because like that's something I didn't know either. So in the video, I want to explain like to a student, a senior, junior, freshman, anybody in the College of Information or just in general, what a consultant does, and that is provide technical support and perform troubleshooting functions to resolve technical issues, as well as listening to their problems and offering them solutions and software and teaching them how to work the software. I want to talk about what qualities someone would need who wants to be a consultant. I think that it definitely takes good communication skills, good judgment skills, technical expertise, great listening skills, and like empathy, because like the situation they might be having, like you might have, obviously you're going to be trained in it and you're going to know like how to handle it, but to them it might be like something, they think it's something crazy, like something really bad, and you just have to understand like the severity they think it is when they're explaining it to you, and you have to be able to explain it to them as well. I feel you definitely need to be personable, because you're going to be working with people all over. You're going to be traveling, talking to so many different personalities, different cultures. I think what experience is needed is customer service would definitely help, background in sales, just like a delegation, anything like volunteer work that you've done or like positions you've had that you've led a room, you've given instruction on how to do something, planned events. I think that helps too with just like understanding how people work. I wanted to cover what to expect on a day-to-day basis and how each day will vary in tasks and services depending on the client and their needs. How some days you could be traveling like across the country to work with a client, and others you could just be working from home and discussing things. I wanted to talk about how to look for jobs in consulting, because for me, like when I found out what it was, like I had an interest in it, but I'd never heard of a career in it, and I didn't know that there was like consulting firms, and then there were companies that had consulting branches as well. So I think it's important to like do research and really realize like what company you might be interested in working for, and how like they run things, and their like how they solve problems and what kind of problems they solve, and what kind of computing they use, to see if it's something that you're interested in or that you have like a strong background in. It's definitely important to like check out the company's websites, make lists of the consulting firms, research the types of consulting that they offer, and the companies that, researching what they offer. And it's important to like utilize, like I know here at FSU we have Handshake and Indeed and Glassdoor when looking for those companies. I've also learned that it's important to network through LinkedIn. So like if you are interested in a company and you know like you really want to work there, you can go on LinkedIn and go through and look for people that maybe they went to FSU or are from your town and they work at that company, and you can connect based off of that, like saying like, hey, like I see you work at so-and-so and you're a consultant and you went to FSU. Like I am currently an FSU student and I'm really interested in this company and this career. Like, could you tell me more? I think that's also important. I wanted to talk about job interview tips from a professional. So I researched like job interview tips on websites from professionals and experts. And what I didn't know when I had a job interview for consulting was that case studies were involved. I didn't know what a case study was until after I completed my first interview, and I was very confused at the time and very stressed out. And I think it's important to let students know that it's okay, that there will be a case study or there might not be a case study, and how to go about solving the STAR method, and how to use that when using a case study, and how to use the STAR method when the interviewers are talking to you and asking you how you solved the problem and why you did what you did. It's important to just mentally take note of what the STAR method is and how you can explain it to them. I wanted to talk about how to prepare for their interview and how to review case studies and research examples for case studies, and the different there's different ways of solving a case study, but not solving it, but different strategies or methods to your final answer. I also wanted to talk about how it's important to review your resume and elevator speech before your interview, and how to make sure that you have your resume and the things you want to point out the most in your resume, not highlighted, but highlighted in your mind, because those are the skills that a consultant needs. If you talk about how you were a really good problem solver, you could have an example of a time when there was a conflict and you had to solve it quickly, and why you did what you did, and make sure you have reasoning behind everything, and explain clearly your solution and why you went about it that way. I want to talk about what to wear, just professional clothes. I feel like everyone knows that, but some people still get kind of confused when it comes to that. What types of questions that they will ask, why are you interested in consulting? Why do you want to work for this company? What do you think it takes to be a good consultant? Tell me about a time when you worked in a team. Those type of questions, behavioral. I didn't realize that when you go into an interview, they ask you situational questions and behavioral questions. So I think that's also something important that I would like to know in this video, and the difference between the two and how to answer them. I wanted to highlight the roles and responsibilities of an information professional in a global and information society by discussing their effect on the technological field and how life would be different without technical consultants or consultants in general. What different types of consultants and analysts, and how they contribute to the technological field, and how there's a need for consultants in technology globally, and how companies all over the world use consultants. And I think that people need to take note, when going into this career, that if you are doing this job internationally, there might be certain rules and regulations in certain countries, and certain cultural beliefs and differences that you need to take note of, different laws, restrictions, things like that, and how different this job is, and it's the same, but how different it could be in another country than it is in the US today. But I'm still working to get all these things together as one for this video, but I'm gonna keep chugging along, and I'm gonna keep recording and add more information as I go on to make this as good as I can.